Hey guys, Marsling here bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so we have a world tournament starting on Global tomorrow. If you're watching this video at the time it goes up, which will be 10 PM UK time, 2 PM PST, the world tournament will be starting in 8.5 hours. Now, I will be live at some point tomorrow, but not straight away as soon as it starts. We're not kicking off the shenanigans for the weekend just yet, but I am planning to do another world tournament subathon for this world tournament. It will be starting on Saturday evening at 9 PM UK time, so 1 PM PST, and just like last time, as we get donations, memberships, etc., we will keep adding time to the timer, and if we reach the final goal, we will get to 24 hours total stream. So I did one the last time, we got to 22.5 hours, and had to tap out right at the end. I started it at like 9 AM, or was it 6 AM? I can't remember. I started it super early on the Saturday the first time, and I think maybe that was the issue. So I'm trying to do it at a different time zone, and we'll see how well that goes. Hopefully I will see you guys there. But yeah, I'm going to break down everything going on with the new world tournament. So as always, we have some awakenings and some EZAs. We have an awakening for the AGL Piccolo Jr. from the Dragon Ball Saga banner. Not a particularly crazy unit or anything. And of course, unfortunately for him, he is sharing a name with the Int Piccolo Jr. So he has direct competition on the teams that he's on with a unit who is just, of course, way, way better, right? A Dokkan Fest exclusive that was considered one of the best TURs. But, I mean, he's okay for what he does. Greatly raised defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage, high chance to stun. He gets key +2 attack and defense 150, additional key 2 and attack and defense 150 when there's a turtle school category enemy. So any event where there's a Goku, which I guess we are getting more of now with like the anniversary and everything. Launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super if the target enemy is an attack down, defense down, or stunned. Stuns for 2 turns, plus an additional attack 200% when performing a super, starting from the 3rd turn from the entry turn. So he gets a big attack buff from turn 3. Then seals the enemy's attack super for 2 turns, plus an additional attack 150 when performing a super starting from the 6th turn from the entry turn. So he builds up more and more attack as he goes. He then gets another 100% from the 9th turn. The problem is, like, the teams that he's on just doesn't have a lot of great partners. You're not going to be taking him into difficult events that run for that long because bosses in those events can't be stun, sealed, attack or defense lowered. So, I mean, it's an interesting card. The art's cool, but just like a lot of these Dragon Ball Saga banner cards, technically being free to play, he's not particularly great. Then, of course, we do have the introduction of a new World Tournament LR EZA. We've had Piccolo as a reward for a few World Tournaments now. He got his EZA a little while ago. And we are now getting the one for Tenen and Chu. So I remember Jay Fanta saying that these guys are good. So, you know, he's the authority when it comes to free-to-play units. They do raise defense on both of their supers. They have chance to stun on both their supers. They get key 2 attack and defense 100 plus key 1 up to 5 with each attack performed. Additional 3 key and a medium chance to crit if there's another bond of friendship ally attacking in the same turn. Attack and defense 50% when key is 14 or more, and then attack and defense 100% when key is 16 or more. Remember, any of these when key is X or more, these are all calculated when it's time for them to attack. So they won't be good against like AoEs, for example, but these are some good numbers that can add up. They get an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when you get 18 or more key, and then they get an extra 20% crit chance and seal for 2 turns when key is 20 or more. So they can build up some pretty decent stuff. Their biggest problem is obviously their links are terrible, unless you're linking them up with other Tien or Chaozu units, which there's not exactly a crazy amount of solid options. But looking forward to them getting their EZA. I will do a showcase for them, of course. And then we have our EZAs. So these, of course, are the ones that you will be getting the medals for, depending on which bracket you finish in order to EZA these World Tournament characters, as they've done for the last 3 World Tournaments, or last few World Tournaments, I should say. It's 3 of the actual World Tournament cards, and then 1 of the Dragon Ball Saga banners. So we have the Tech Turles is the first one. Raise attack for 1 turn, supreme damage, high chance to stun. Then he gets attack and defense 150. All enemies attack minus 20%. Key +3 and attack and defense 60%, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super for 7 turns from the start of the turn. So that's not too bad, although sadly no defense raise on super. Additional key 1 up to 3 and attack and defense 20 up to 100 with each attack performed, and then high chance to crit when the enemy is stunned. I don't understand why they would do a passive like this anymore these days anyway, because so few bosses can be stunned. He should just get guaranteed crits when the enemy is stunned, but there you go. I mean, he directly competes with Dokkan Turles, who is just way better than him. So he's nothing too crazy, but I will do showcases for these guys anyway once they get their EZAs. I think I link leveled all of the guys that are EZAing this time. I need to double check Tech Turles. I think I did. Now, someone I know I link leveled, because I've link leveled every Bardock in the game, is the Int Bardock. He greatly raises attack for 1 turn, does supreme damage and seals. Key 2, attack and defense 130, plus an additional attack and defense 100% when performing a super. Key 3, attack and defense 70, and launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super when facing only 1 enemy, which is good because that is the most part for difficult content. High chance to dodge, and launches an additional attack which has a high chance to become a super when there is a wicked bloodline category enemy. So not a lot of super relevant events for him. I mean, the new Golden Freezer Red Zone that comes out on with the anniversary, probably a bit too above this guy's pay grade, but could be interesting to try him out in one of the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone stages. Obviously, I normally like to do the Freezer one as a good testing ground for new units because it's a bit longer. And the final phase is tech, so he definitely could be pretty good in those stages. So we'll see there once he gets his EZA what he's looking like in game. Then we have the physical Super Boo. Now, unfortunately for this guy, he's got direct competition with the 50% support physical Super Boo, who, as we know from JP, is going to get an EZA very soon and be incredibly good. And this guy doesn't really stack up to him, right? He raises defense for 1 turn, supreme damage to the enemy and lowers attack. Key 2, attack and defense 150, additional attack and defense 15% with each attack received up to 75%. Randomly change key spheres of a certain type, not including physical, to rainbow, within the attacking turn from the next turn onwards after receiving the 5th attack in battle. So he has to get hit 5 times to actually be an orb changer. And he's one of those units, he builds up defense with each attack he takes. So the first few attacks, especially if one of them ends up being a super, will probably do a lot of damage to him. And then he gets attack and defense 10% and recovers 10,000 HP per key sphere obtained. So that can be pretty good. Like, it could be pretty easy to pick up like 10 orbs with him if he's rainbow orb changing and therefore healing like 100k HP. But no defense raise on, he has defense raise on super, but just for 1 turn. He has no way to additional or anything in his passive. He needs to build up by getting hit. So, I mean, at full strength, he could be okay against like enemies, but he has no other real defensive tech. He is a nuking style unit, so of course any turns where you can get a lot of orbs, he's going to look a lot better. But considering what the physical Super Boo, the 50% support, does when he gets his EZA, he's obviously just out and out absolutely better than this guy in every single way. So yeah, this this guy, not so great. And then we have Kami, the meme himself. Loads of people in the stream chat saying they can't wait for this guy because if I remember the rumblings from when his EZA came out on JP, he's terrible, but the community does like to meme about a terrible unit. So, supreme damage to the enemy, lowers attack and greatly lowers defense. So he has no attack or defense raise on super. Attack and defense 100%, additional 100% attack when performing a super. So he doesn't even get any extra defense when performing a super. All allies key +2, attack and defense 25%. Earthbred fighters or gifted warriors category allies 1 key and 10%. Do those stack as well? Would it be so to Earthbred warriors who are also, or it says or, so probably not actually. Medium chance to dodge. Additional 30% chance to dodge before attacking. So he wants to be in slot 1, but man has like no defense. Recovers 50% HP when HP is 30% or less at the start of the turn once only. So yeah, definitely a meme. He is not good, but of course we will try him out. Full dodge build is definitely going to be the way to go, but he is definitely not looking so great. So we will try them out. We'll try them all out. Now, when it comes to the Tien and Chu, remember to get their EZA medals, you have to use the Hercule autograph things, which are available in the barbershop for the Hercule signatures. Piccolo ones are still available. By now, I would imagine if you've played the World Tournaments the last few times fairly regularly, you'll have probably rainbowed Piccolo already and then been saving these Hercule signatures. You have been able in the past to buy these EZA medals individually, which I did buy some of. in order to EZA one of the characters from last time, so I could do showcases for them. They have added in a pack with this World Tournament to get all the medals you need to fully EZA one of the characters for 100 signatures. If you'd bought them all separately before, it would cost 115, so there's a little bit of a saving there. But in order to get these 3 per medal for Tien and Chaozu, and as you can see, if we look down here, they do need, what is it, 35, 45. So you need 135 of them in total, which means that's what, 390, 400 and something to get all of them. Now, where's the one? This is the one I want to have up. So finishing in the local is the best way to get a big amount of them. First, second or third, you get 90. And then there are a bunch of missions along the way. I don't think the wins don't have any in, do they? The wins will get you extra copies of the units that are going to EZA. So if you don't have them rainbowed, but or you want to change their hidden potential, that's good. The score has some in there. So there's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 60. By getting all the way up to 21 million points overall, you can get 60. So if you're finishing in the second or third in the local, you can definitely start building a lot of these up. Wins in a row, there's none on there. And then I don't think, is there one for the overall placements? No, there isn't one for the overall placements. So remember, if you want to be able to EZA 3 characters, you have to get the finish in the top 1,000 to give you enough of those medals for 3 characters. Otherwise, you need to be finishing in the top... is it? Actually, no, they've increased them now, haven't they? Because you need, when it comes to these guys, where are the medals they need? Yeah, they need 30 rainbow, 30 gold. So yeah, once we get to 60, you'll be able to do 2. So even in the top 20,000, we need to get 90. Oh, they immediately jump up from giving you enough to do 2 to giving you enough to do 4, which is strange. But yeah, top 2,000 is what I'll be aiming for. Let me know what you guys think down below. Are you going to be going in on the World Tournament this time? Hopefully I will see you guys at the stream. But let me know your plans for this World Tournament. Are you going to be playing it a little bit? Just do the missions, get the rewards. You do get a decent amount of stones if you just go through and do the missions. With the fact we can start at times 30 difficulty now, it only takes a couple of hours to get all the way up to times 30. So we will be doing the newest episodes, episode 25 of the Slot 1 Super Podcast tomorrow, and the special guest is Truth to talk about all the part 2 and anniversary characters. So why not, you know, come check out the podcast and grind away at the World Tournament while listening to that, and that can get you a bunch of the missions done and get the rewards done. So let me know what your guys' plans are for the World Tournament down below in the comment section. Hopefully I'll see you at the subathon or not at the podcast tomorrow as well. So yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.